My name is Damali Ssali, and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today I host Edrine Ssempebwa. Edrine is the founder and CEO of SpareWo, and he's going to tell us all about it.
Hi, Damali.
Hi.
I'm excited to actually be here. It's a very good initiative that you have started, and I really believe it will help the unsung businesses get a platform on which to air what they're about. So, as you mentioned, my name is Edrine Ssempebwa. I am the founder and CEO of SpareWo. SpareWo is an online platform, I believe the first of its kind, on which every individual can buy spare parts for their cars. It's a simple structure that we created, currently running on an online platform. The application is loading. It's a simple structure and system we created where every individual, even you yourself, can get onto our platform, search through a vast catalog for the spare parts for your cars, or you can even request for a price quotation, which we can then send back to you, and it guides your purchasing decision. The reason for starting SpareWo is I think every car owner in Uganda knows the hardest part of owning a car is maintenance and repairs, because one of the pains that people had is there's a lot of circulation of fake parts, counterfeit parts. There are a lot of unprofessional market actors who do not consider the professionalism while doing their job, so they end up messing up people's cars. Or there's also a pain of the difficulty of getting these spare parts for yourself. I know you're a very busy person. I imagine you had to go downtown into the market to actually look for these spare parts yourself. It becomes a bit impossible and very difficult, right? Then also there's also an issue of where the middlemen try to skim off a bit too much, and you find out later, oh, this shock absorber I bought at 700,000 could have been 200. So all these
and it's
problems.
Used, and you thought you're buying a new one.
You thought you're buying a new one, and you find out it's used. So because of such things, we came up with this idea. Actually, personally, I also had to first go through some of those pains myself. I repaired my car to the extent where I was actually done with it. And as I kept on asking
you could have bought a new car.
I could have bought
the repairs.
I just kept on repairing. There's this one particular moment where the coil blew and the car couldn't move, so I even had to leave it on the road. The next day they came, they fixed it. Then they're like, you're good to go. 2 days later, it does the same exact thing. And it was not a cheap repair. So it does the same exact thing. I come back and I'm fuming and all. The guy just told me, boss, I gave you the thing when it was working. I don't know what you did.
And there's nothing you can do to them. That's the bad thing. There's nothing you can do to them.
There are no consequences whatsoever. It's just like so. Scenarios like this is what made me search to see why there are no online options where I can just sit in my office, get onto my PC, look for what I'm looking for, and just buy it at click of a button. So we started then doing some research on how it's happening outside Uganda. Of course, the market that we were basing off was the UK market, which is a bit different from what Uganda is. Yeah. So we then created the online platform and started to iterate it to fit the Ugandan market to where we are right now. Yeah. So SpareWo, basically we go into the market for you. We find these different merchants, the reputable ones, because we make good and strict partnerships with these merchants, both locally and internationally, so that we fight the bigger battle for you to get your parts easily. So even when the parts are being shipped to you or they're being delivered to you, we have a lot of processes of quality checking, making sure we vet the parts to make sure that there's no issues. And if any consequences, we manage them between us and the merchant. So basically, we are protecting you, the client, and making sure you get the best quality that there is.
Yeah, I think when I heard about your product, your services,
Yeah.
I was very happy because, like you said, I can't go downtown because they'll steal everything from me.
Yeah.
And then secondly, when you use these guys who you get a mechanic who comes and then they do the check on your car. If you're lucky, they come to your house.
Yeah.
Then they do the check on your car. Then they will tell you this is what's wrong. You're not sure if that's actually what is wrong.
What is wrong?
But you just have to trust.
Yeah.
Then they'll go buy it and they maybe put it in. Sometimes they even take the car.
Yeah.
You don't even know if they put in the right product or not. So you're just driving around hoping they put in the right product.
Yeah.
And there are no consequences in case they didn't. Then the following week, it's the same problem.
Same problem.
The car is. So you end up spending so much money repairing the same thing over and over again. So I was very thrilled actually when I heard about your service, because it means a lot of women, then we can do this. You end up relying on the middlemen who take a lot of your money because you actually can't engage directly with the garage, can't go downtown to actually buy the product. So it's very inconvenient. And I liked your story where you say it happened to you instead of figuring out what can we do.
Yeah, it was a very terrible experience.
But so if I go onto your website, first of all, okay, my car, because now I'm talking from a perspective where I don't know anything. My car, and I don't. My car, I just drive.
Yeah.
But if it has a problem, can I go on your website and say I need a mechanic, a reputable one, to come and figure out what's wrong with my car?
So, originally we were basically just providing the spare parts, but clocking towards the first lockdown and the outbreak of the coronavirus. After the first lockdown, we had quite a number of people tell us, why do you just give us the spare parts? Why not actually fix the car for us? So it has actually been a hard journey because we had the spare part thing down. We know who has the original stuff. We know where not to
the legit supplier.
The legit suppliers. We know how to vet the parts. Now comes in a whole other thing where now we have to get professional mechanics. Take them through a certain kind of training for quality control. Then you have to police them. Like, these are now no longer parts, it's now individuals. It has been a hard journey.
Because now there are human beings involved.
And every time you have human beings involved and the labor part of it, it becomes a bit more complicated. But I would like to thank the whole team, because we have actually managed to reach a point where we can actually, the whole team works cohesively with the mechanics to make sure that persons can get repaired properly. So
now you do have a mechanic. I can actually, because I usually don't know what's wrong. I just know it's not driving anymore, or it's making a certain noise. So I can go on your website and order a mechanic. Who is vetted, certified, at least legit.
Actually, they're now in-house mechanics. So we got a space where we work from, and what has been happening lately is we try to give a 360 service, where, say, you're hearing some noises in your car. As a layperson, you wouldn't know where to start from. You're like, oh my God, there's noises in the car. What should I do? So you can hit us up either on social media, our phone number, or on the website. You can just request for a service. You just put in the details of what you're feeling. Then we now know which kind of mechanic to assign the car. So we try to make it as convenient as possible, where you don't have to now leave work and maybe drive the car into a workshop for it to be worked on. We send you...
the mechanic finds me where me and the car.
Actually, now, before we put in an extra layer to make sure that we can control these mechanics. So it's not the mechanic who come to you. We have one of our team members, any of our operations members, who will then come to you, listen to what the issue is, maybe test drive a bit with you for them to hear what you're feeling. Then they bring the car to the garage. Of course, there's a bit of forms here and there to sign, just to make sure that, as the way we pick the car is how it's going to come back. So we check if it has any scratches, if you have any valuables you've left in the car, then you sign a form. Bring the car into the garage, like an admission form.
I hope that's automated.
We're automating it on the application. We're automating it on the application, but currently we have, of course, a pickup form where not you, per se, for all you have to do is maybe just sign that, okay, yes,
It's
this
true.
is what
My
has-
car is.
yeah.
Okay.
So then we take the car in. We first do a diagnosis on what the issue might be. Then we come up with the different solutions. Before now, first we believe in transparency. So even all the way from when the car reaches the garage, the operations person sends you maybe a photo. We're here. We've started working. We open up. Let's say if it's a suspension issue, we open up, remove the tires. Then we show you that, oh, this is what we found. Your shock absorber is leaking. That means it's finished. Or maybe your brake pads are finished. We show you every bit of evidence of what we're working on. Then because we already have the connects for the spare parts, we then give you, of course, the best price for the good quality. So we give you the best price. Then after that, it's up to you. Like, okay, you know what? Yes, please go ahead. Please bring back the car when it's fine. Then we work.
So at what point do you receive the payment? Because I come on your website, say there's something wrong with my car. Then you send your operations guy to figure out the problem and bring back the car. When do I make
the payment? When you find out what the
problem
the total problem is, then we would, depending on what the situation is like, usually ask for a deposit. Then the rest can be paid at the end, because there are some jobs that are actually really quite expensive. So we then receive the payment after you have received your car and you're happy with the work.
Is this payment enabled through the system or?
With the website, we integrate pay systems where you can either use Visa, you can use mobile money, you can use Airtel money. Currently, because we are creating an application, you can just directly send money or maybe bank transfer, whichever way is comfortable.
So any way of payment is fine?
Any way of payment is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We have a Momo Pay, a number. There's quite a number of ways you can make
You can't fail. Then you also take cash?
Yeah, we also take cash, definitely. Then we bring back your car and you can review it, you do a test drive with the operations person and everything is good.
If a week later, the same things that would have happened to me with my regular mechanic over there happen, my car still comes up with a new sound, the same sound.
The same sound.
Yes.
It's highly unlikely. But in the case, if something like that happens, because we always have a follow-up review, because the person assigned to your car has to make sure you're satisfied with the work. So a week later, they'll give you a call, ask you how is the car moving, is there any issues you're facing with? If a big if there's an issue with the car that comes from our side, we then take care of it, because we are a brand trying to create a professional look, a professional brand. So we have to take care of what is a fault from our end, even if it means replacing the part again. Those are the contracts now telling you that we missed the part did not work properly, please give us another one or refund the money. So those are the contracts that we have with our merchants. Make sure that we protect the client.
So you have these suppliers who you're in partnership with, who will provide the parts. What if my part is not the spare part that I want is not necessarily available here?
We ship it in. We've done quite a number of shippings. There are quite a number of complicated cars out there whose spare parts are not readily
it's not a Toyota.
So we have merchants in Dubai, we have merchants in South Africa that we partnered with, and we have some in Japan. So whatever the part it is,
you can always get it, even if I have a Ferrari.
If you have it, you can still find it. Of course, it will be a trick, but that's what we're in the business for. So we'll definitely find it for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we get a quotation from there, shipping costs, everything. We tell you what the total cost usually takes about 10 working days, depending on the weight of the part. To maybe about 2 weeks, and if it's really heavy and we have to use ship, that's 1 month and a half.
So heavy will be what, like an engine?
Like an engine, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you're going to use air cargo for an engine, it's quite expensive.
Yeah. The charge package.
Yeah, the charge package.
But 2 weeks is not bad, by the way. 2 weeks via shipping.
No. 2 weeks via air cargo, depending on what the movements are. It's usually a maximum of 2 weeks, but usually about 10 days we have the part here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good to hear. Yeah. Do you have female mechanics?
Not yet. But I would like to have some females also on the team.
Yeah.
Because I believe in having a balanced team. Yeah.
Yeah, and did you know that balanced teams are 20% more profitable than non-balanced teams?
I didn't know
fact.
I didn't know that, but
Studies, World Bank, Harvard, they've all, shown that having a balanced team, you are 20% more profitable than your competitor who doesn't. Yeah, because you see, if you have now, for example, female engineers or female mechanics on your team, those female engineers will figure what Damali actually needs, the convenience, the things that you wouldn't know.
Yeah, very true, by the way. Very true. Like, well, we both think in a different way. There are things that I would see that maybe you would miss, and there are things that you would miss that, so there are things that you would see that I would easily miss.
Definitely. And I like that, given that now you're automating, because the beauty about it, because you're using technology, you're automating, the client. Yeah. So it's safe for a female engineer mechanic to go. Yeah. Because these are now legit people. Yeah. If I'm using a system, I can be tracked. My phone is there. True. So I am known. And if you're also known and you have your female mechanic, funny thing, I would trust a female mechanic with my car driving away with it the first time compared to a guy. If you send me a guy, because now even as you're talking to me through this process, we send our operations guy, you give him the car. In my head, I'm like, would I? But if you send a female, I don't know why, I would trust to give her the car.
I think the trust would be with the brand.
but you see, the brand builds that through people, because it's people who represent the brand.
True.
It's human beings.
True. Yeah. We'll hopefully have some female engineers coming through after watching the show.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So you're providing now those services. What other services are you providing beyond just the mechanic identifying the problem? Then you're providing my spare part. Are there other things? Are you thinking of providing this service, the annual service things? The car service,
the maintenance service.
Yes.
Maintenance service. So we have an assortment of what we call products. We try, like I said earlier, we try to give a 360 solution to your car, and with the application we're integrating quite a number of services, anything to make your car ownership as convenient as possible. So things like car washes will be there in that system.
That'd be helpful.
SOS, we'll have SOS services.
What is SOS?
You're stuck somewhere, just send through like an SOS telling us what the problem is. We send someone to help you. We'll have breakdown services. You'll be able to buy your insurance through the application. Now currently there's some products we have like full diagnosis, full diagnosis, half diagnosis, all the time. It's you can see I have zero experience. You see, it's not only you. It's not only you. Like usually when I have a problem, I call my brother. Like I don't know, the car is making a funny sound. Yeah. So one thing that people always forget is, like as human beings, cars need to be checked out once in a while. So we have a service where you just call us, we diagnose your car, everything from computerized diagnostics, checking the suspension, checking the engine, just checking generally the car, so that this is when I don't even have a problem with the car. Even when you don't have a problem with the car, it's a culture that people do not have, but it's something that is encouraged. You don't wait for the problem to come, because by the time it manifests as a sound, there are 3 other parts that have already died around it. Okay. Yeah. So people don't like to do it. You don't want to discover problems that you can't hear. But it's kind of really health checkups. There's several people, including myself, who don't go for health checkups because I'm like, why am I looking for problems? But then it helps you if you actually discover the problem early. Yes. If we discover that your shock absorbers are almost getting done, we then let you know that your shock absorbers are getting done, rather than you replace them by the time you hear the sound of the shock absorber, you have lost bushings. You probably lost Z-links. because the weight of the car is now on the other things, and you wouldn't know that if
until the sound comes.
So you've lost quite a number of things. So we have, for people who like to keep their cars fresh and clean, we have what they call the wash and shine kit. It's an assortment of car care products that you buy as a package, where when they wash your car, whether from home, office, there's some they apply maybe polish or they spray the dashboard. So
you give it to them to apply this thing.
You purchase it, we give it to you, so you can give the person who's washing your car, because it comes with an instruction card of how to use each and every one of them. You give it to the person washing your car, like, you know what, after you're done, clean the chairs like this, spray them like this. When you go to a washing bay to actually do that, they charge you extra for it. But if you have your things,
then you. Speaking of washing, because that's one of my major problems with my car. I literally drive around a dirty car because I can't go to the washing bay.
Exactly.
The washing bay is a very complicated place for me to go, and I would rather drive a dirty car than actually go.
And then you also don't want to risk having, like, the scary clean it because they will not clean it.
They don't. Anyways, it's just it's like, so this cleaning service. I feel like it's a service I would definitely need. How would it work?
Simple. You request for the service, like the same process of picking up your car for repairs is the same process. We send someone over. Of course, they do the same check to make sure that all your valuables are noted, or if it has any scratches, to make sure that there's no liability. They take it for a wash, watch over it getting washed, which is what most people worry about washing. You can't just leave your car in the washing day. That's why you hear things like, they copied keys.
They took a part out.
They took something
and they put a fake one in.
So people are worried about that. So we then become the watchful eye for your car. As soon as it's done, we return it back.
Could you, for people, like, it's a weekend, I'm home, and I ask for your service, couldn't the person just come and wash it from my place?
It's a work in progress, especially for the part of doing mobile washes. It's a work in progress because there's a lot of factors there's a lot of what would I call them? There's a lot of equipment you might not have. For example, it has to have a steady flow of water.
The jet thing.
The jet needs a steady flow of water. Because it's complicated to now think about doing it from other people's places. There's a lot of things you might not find there.
Okay.
So
I hadn't thought about that. Because for me, I was thinking, well, I have water. He comes with his cleaning things. He washes my car from there.
Now imagine you have a steady flow of water. If somebody calls us and then reach there, and the water pressure is low. So it's a work in progress. I'll figure out a way of doing it, but it will be something definitely would like to.
Maybe the quality of the washing will be compromised. So it won't be like when I take it to the washing bay. It won't be that clean. Okay. Interesting. So you were telling me diagnostics, mobile car washes. Or not.
Service or maintenance service, like full. This service thing is also another complicated thing that, like you've said about the washing bay, where you drive around a dirty car just because it's really inconvenient for you to go and sit at the washing bay. It's the same thing with service. People go past their service date just because the thought of my Saturday is going to go. And I won't have to sit at the service station waiting and watching. So we then become the watchful eye. The same procedure, request a service. We have different packages for, we have the full service, half service, even the quarter service. Because most times you can see they've told you when it's a 75,000 something, go for service. And then it hits that, But every time you're like, not today, not this week. And then you keep putting it off, even if you know. Until, again,
then a problem comes. You feel a sound.
Until the sound comes, and then that's when, but then now you've spoiled already.
Then there's a spare part you've spoiled.
So then you don't have to go through that hassle. Get onto the app, the website, and just request a service. Or you can even hit us up directly, request the service.
You can call.
You can call directly. Set an appointment. Let's say this Saturday, I'm not going to be driving, so you can pick the car up.
Okay.
We do the service, of course, as I said, with a lot of transparency, show you what is being removed, photographic evidence, what we put in, then bring the car back.
Okay. It's interesting that you mentioned that for you, COVID, in a way, has been okay for you.
Yes. I'm not so thrilled about it totally, but I
you're the
think
few
it has,
businesses who, it's, because also people, I feel like in COVID, people have learned to use technology, to trust technology a bit more than before.
Yeah.
So maybe given that you're in the tech space and providing a service that people need, because you still need the car things to work. So that's really helpful. Unfortunately, we come to the end of our discussion.
Yeah.
Do you have any last words that you'd like to tell our viewers?
For the clients out there or potential clients from this interview, we'll be very happy to serve you and we'll serve you very diligently. For the youth, who the creative and idea-filled youth, please just go for it. Don't take too long. Just dive in and you will learn how to swim. And for the team, the SpareWo team, I'm very grateful for everything that we have gone through to reach to where we are. And thank you for
and you've also made that promise that you will have some lady mechanics on your team.
That one we have to. We definitely have to. We definitely have to.
That is good. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. As you've heard, please, you can go onto their social media platforms, SpareWo, and also SpareWo.ug. Okay, www.sparewo.ug, and you can, get their services. And especially ladies, you know how difficult it is for us to deal with the mechanics, with the brokers in between. And you can't, going downtown, you might as well use a reputable service here where they deliver. They come, pick your car, they deliver the service. So I think it's a good point. So please follow them on their social media platforms, ask for their services, and also follow my handle.